Resident Evil has always been synonymous with spine-tingling suspense, but it's not just zombies and puzzle-filled mansions that define the series. Impeccable music and audio design have been crucial to its success, enriching the atmosphere and heightening the tension for players over the years. But amidst the symphonic brilliance lies a curious misstep: the baffling revisions to the soundtrack of Resident Evil Director's Cut DualShock Edition. And the story behind this oddity is even more captivating. Wind back to 1997. Resident Evil 2 was stuck in development hell, leaving fans hungry for more zombie-slaying action. In an attempt to satisfy their appetite, Capcom released Resident Evil Director's Cut later that year, featuring various updates including a new rearranged mode and multiple difficulty settings. However, series producer Shinji Mikami regretted not updating the soundtrack. His chance to correct this came the following year with Resident Evil Director's Cut DualShock Edition, which was designed to take advantage of the new controller's vibration functions. In order to provide this latest re-release with a masterful new soundtrack, Capcom needed a skilled composer. But who was up to the task? Enter Mamoru Samuraguchi, the acclaimed composer hailed as Japan's Beethoven. Born in Hiroshima and known for his musical prowess despite being deaf, Samuraguchi seemed like the perfect choice to breathe new life into Resident Evil's soundscapes. But as it turns out, appearances can be deceiving. Samuraguchi's contributions to the game's soundtrack were interesting to say the least. While some tracks captured the essence of terror effectively, such as Mansion First Floor, which embodies the nerve-wracking fear of walking around the desolate Spencer mansion, and Where's Wesker, which provides a surprisingly emotional and melancholic tone during a pivotal scene. Other tracks were musical abominations that defied explanation, to say the least, such as Wesker's theme, which makes the titular character sound like some James Bond spoof, Plant 42, which sounds like someone, maybe Plant 42 itself, just went crazy on a keyboard. And perhaps the most iconic one, Mansion Basement, or as many fans refer to it, clowns farting in the basement. Yet the strangest twist has yet to come. Doubts arose about Samuraguchi's disability in 2014, leading to a shocking revelation. He wasn't a composer at all, and most surprisingly, he wasn't even deaf either. It was all an elaborate ruse that had fooled the world for 16 years. In a press conference, Takashi Nigaki, a part-time music lecturer, revealed that he had been the true composer behind Samuraguchi's work for nearly 2 decades. The imposter composer had paid him to keep up the charade, threatening self-harm if Nigaki exposed the truth. The fallout of this revelation was swift and severe for Samuraguchi. His career crumbled, his accolades stripped away, and his deception laid bare for all to see. Meanwhile, the true composer, Nigaki, emerged from the shadows, reclaiming his rightful place in the world of music. As for Resident Evil, well, the franchise recovered from the embarrassment, returning to its original composers for future installments. Said original composers, Tomosawa, Hiroki, and Ueda, returned for RE2 and RE3, and they later updated their original scores for 2002's remake of the original Resident Evil. So Capcom learned their lesson, and for Resident Evil Village, the latest new installment in the series, the score was left in the capable hands of Shusaku Ushiyama, ensuring that history did not repeat itself. But let's face it, while it's easy to blame solely Samuragochi for the musical, symphonic blunders, in the end, the developers over at Capcom were not deaf themselves, meaning that surely they heard the horrific and atrocious tracks that were presented to them, and they still chose to code them into the game. Therefore, they are also to blame for unleashing such a curse upon our ears. Tracks that in some ways are scarier than the game itself and the monsters that roam it. Not to mention that even if Samuragochi did not compose these unforgettable tracks, someone did. And said someone, namely Nigaki, has, well, impeccable taste and skills. Moreover, hilariously, since Samuragochi was not actually deaf, he heard the music Nigaki composed at his behest, and yet he still put his seal of approval on it and handed it over to Capcom, bringing his taste and judgment into question as well. Now, I will be honest though, while most of the soundtrack is unbearable to listen to, truly an assault on the ears, I find that some of these abominable tracks are actually kind of cool, in a bizarre and twisted kind of way. Chief among them for me is clowns farting in the basement. I find it oddly haunting, as well as fitting, considering that it matches the campness of the original game. I mean, after all, this is a game with dialogue and writing that in some ways is even worse.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life.
So, are they terrible? Yes, but do some of them still go hard? Harder than they have any right to? Absolutely. Also, I love the irony in the fact that one of the best and most famous tracks associated with the original Resident Evil is none other than Moonlight Sonata, which was composed by the actual Beethoven. So the best and worst tracks in the history of this game were created by a Beethoven. In the end, the bizarre saga of Mamoru Samuragochi serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of deception and the resilience of truth. And for fans of Resident Evil, well, it's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the music plays on. I did not know about this story until recently, and when I learned of it, I found it so interesting and fascinating that I just had to make a video on it. It's truly an astonishing tale that needs to be told and retold in order to keep it and its legacy alive for years to come. Though the unique, bizarre, and horrifying nature of the tracks ensure that they won't be forgotten anytime soon. If you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. Also, please tell me your thoughts. Do you know about this story? Had you heard the tracks before? And what do you think about both of these things? Additionally, be sure to click the links on screen to see more videos like this one. I will see you over there. Thank you so very much for watching.